Okay, welcome again. Bienvenidos de nuevo. In order to save a little time, I draw this, Dibujé esto para ahorrar un poquito de tiempo. Vamos entonces de nuevo a crear. Ahora cortando la bola en dos. We're going to cut the ball completely. We're going to try to draw only the 50% of the ball. Imagine this, that's the most important part. We're gonna cross in this way for the center and create the illusion of the perspective. Vamos a crear la ilusión de la perspectiva haciendo una especie de X. Sobre eso vamos a hacer este trazado. We're gonna make this trace here. Imagine you already have only the 50%. The 50% of the ball. Even less, like this. Okay. And of course, old friend here again. Okay. Ahora estamos cortando la bola en dos, manteniendo el clavo o el eje. We are cutting this ball in two. And let's redraw only the part I want to forward. Poco menos aquí, así. Eso es. Looks a little bit like this. Se parece a esta. Pero solamente estamos dibujando la parte de arriba. But only we include the top of the ball. See, this piece here. There you are. So now we make this. Let me tell you something. This looks more easy than it really are. I mean, it's really is. I'm sorry. Sorry for my Shakespeare in English. Se ve más fácil de lo que es, ¿verdad? Traten de hacerlo y verán. Ahora sí, ahí está. Más o menos, more or less, what I tried to explain here. The 50%. And that is to explain what happened when you begin to cut size in this design, Okay, the same thing. I mean, you're gonna draw this, the same thing. Always try to draw if you don't have anything here, you know? And that way you have the relation of space correctly. Tienes tu relación espacial correcta cuando tú dibujas, a pesar de que hay otra cosa aquí, trata de continuar el objeto. Si no te queda más a la izquierda o más a la derecha. So this is the shape there. Okay, now remember the little drawing I do at the end of the other session? Well, imagine now you begin to cut this little thing here. Because I told you before, a head is not completely round. So what I need to do is make a cut in the side. See? Like this. And to make it more clear for you, I need to destroy the illusion of roundness. Para hacértelo más claro, cuando haga este corte voy a destruir la ilusión de la realidad. Debería ser así. Needs to be like this, right? But in this point, it's not more like that. In this point, instead of doing this, you're gonna do this. Plain, you see? No this, plain. And I'm gonna put exactly in the same way Loomis did, a knife, un cuchillo. Loomis pone aquí un cuchillo para ilustrar lo que quiere decir. Don't forget the perspective. Anytime you draw, you need to be aware of the perspective. Cada vez que tú dibujes, tienes que estar pendiente de la perspectiva. No te olvides de eso. Kim Jong-gi, recently Brafman, passed away. Recently passed away. Murió hace poco Kim Jong-gi. And he was a master of this. Absolutely master of this. Okay, now, what I have here is the 50% of the ball in this point. And now I reduce that size, cutting the edge of the left side in this moment. And I'm doing that using a knife. This is the point of the knife. Looks like a very sharp knife. Oh, come on. There you are, see? And the part who come out will be around here. You see? There you are. So this part is now out. Esta parte ahora está afuera. Y ha sido cortada, ¿verdad? Ha sido cortada con el cuchillo. What's cut with the knife. Let's continue to do this, like this. And now I have a ball without a little piece of the side. Tengo la bola sin una pequeña pieza del lado, de un lado, lado derecho. Este es. So the knife comes like this. See? And this guy here is out of the place. That's the very important thing, believe it or not. It's very important because this is what completes the concept. Esta es una parte muy importante, ya sea que lo crean o no, porque esto es lo que completa el concepto. ¿Ok? Están cortando un lado de la bola para achatarla. You are cutting one side of the ball to make it look less round in the size. It's a very important part of the concept. Okay, since already have that, now we're gonna try to establish the other elements of the construction. Como ya tenemos esto, vamos a tratar de establecer los otros elementos de la construcción. Y simplemente estamos tratando de repetirlo todo. Ahí vamos. Pero esta vez de manera más simplificada. Ya no tan específico como esto. Esto no lo van a hacer cada vez que dibujen. Es solamente la parte del entendimiento inicial de todo lo que está pasando aquí. You don't need to draw all this anytime you draw. This is only an explanation of what happened, okay? Everything will work better now because we understand this part. The concept of the ball who is cut and the size is divided in parts first, in the middle, in the equador. So you draw exactly the same thing now, you see? I mean, when I say the same thing, I don't gonna draw all this again, but I will reduce this to a very specific form, creating the space and the cut. This cut. See? And now it's not round anymore. It's not round anymore. Will be plain like this. And when I do that, I begin to see more in detail what I am doing. This one is still round, you see? This one in the front, still round. And of course I need to create this one. Only as a reference? No, because I need to draw in the final part of my drawing, but as a reference, that's it. Only to explain. Okay, the important, really important part here is this. Draw the ball. Lo realmente importante es esto, dibuja la bola. Trata de que te quede redonda. Try to make it look round. Now, cut in the middle. And here. The ecuador. La mitad en el ecuador. And this will be round all the way until reach this point. Y va a ser redondo todo el camino hasta que llegue aquí. Ya aquí te falta esta parte que viene siendo redonda is missing. This part is missing now. So in this point, when you arrive to this point here, is plain. Okay? The same thing happened here. Is round until you get this edge. Remember, it's nothing here anymore. This is plain. So I have this ball with these two cuts, one side and one side. It's not exactly round anymore. This is the position of the axis, and roll frame is here. Okay. The very important part now is this. From this point now, in the middle, you're gonna stand this, make it look large, like this. See, large, with a little curvy feeling. Not exactly like this. It's more like this. Okay? It's more like that. In this point, you need to arrive to this. When you feel this movement, you need to create the space from the nose. Probably if this one will be the space from the eyebrows, the nose will be around here. How I know that? Well, it's because I try to establish the relation of space. Look at this. It's one space, two space, half space in the end. So it's 1, 2, 3. This is the end. This point here is for the chin. This is the bottom of the nose, this is the eyebrow, and this is the beginning of the ear. Okay? I want to establish something here. It's exactly like Loomis described here. He said, well, you need to take in consideration. Imagine inside all these elements, okay? And when you do that, you have the relation inside. See that? Exactly the same thing. But now the important thing is this one is plain, the rest is round, okay? And over this cut, you establish the probably position of the eyebrow here, hair, bottom of the nose, and the chin. Sobre esta relación, tú vas a crear en el axis la distancia que hay desde el corte del cabello, las cejas, la nariz y la boca. ¿Ok? ¿Cómo lo sé? Pues porque hay 3 partes que van desde el nacimiento del pelo a la ceja, de la ceja a la base de la nariz y de la base de la nariz a la barbilla. Esto va más lejos aquí, sorry. It's a little more longer because it's decreasing. See, this is large, less and less. It's in perspective. I need to think about that too. Está en perspectiva, entonces tengo que mantener esa relación de tamaño. Aquí estaría muy corto. Esto es lo bueno de este crayón Faber-Castell. Faber-Castell te permite borrar. This Faber-Castell thing, you can erase this, you know, it's good. Okay, now the final one to explain the construction of the ball. And we will see for first time what happened here, really, okay? Aside of all this crazy thing, we finally begin to draw, okay? Now, the ball, okay, the cut, Try to make it look round. See that? Round. This is very important. And the cut here. And remember, now we're gonna make this. Instead of curving this, no more, we're gonna make this large. A little in arc. Vamos a hacer esto en arco suave, más alargado ahora este corte, ¿ves? Y vamos a quitar. Let's take it off this part. And instead of making this looks now round, is plain. The other one who comes from the top here help us to create the plane. So this is a plane space, a plane area. Este es un área plana, un espacio plano ahora. Ya no es redondo ni es redondo. Okay, this is not like this anymore. See, look at that. It's supposed to be like this. No more, it's only plane. This is the beginning of the chin, the jaw. Start here and move in this direction, you see? And create this reference, jaw. Go to the chin. Right here, in this point, this begins to look less round, you know? The complete concept is here, but you make it less. Lo haces más pequeño because you already cut this part in the same way in the other side. Cortaste esta parte en el otro lado igual, por lo tanto se ve más plana, más aplanado allí. ¿Okay? Entonces tienes ahora eyebrows, probably nose here, the chin here, the beginning of the ear here. Okay? Now let's draw. Top of the head, position of the eyebrow, get in, go to the cheekbone, establish the position of the nose and the chin. Okay? Here, that means it's going to be a little bigger. Ahora el pelo aquí, esto se va a poner un poco más grande por la masa del pelo. Okay? Oh, remember the axis. That's a very important thing. 1 second. Let me show you. I want to remember this. Very important. No quería olvidar el axis. I don't want to forget the axis. And now, my friends, this is a very important thing. This cut here and this one here. This is the famous cross. And the cross is produced by the cut in one side and the cut in the middle. Okay, this cross will be established in different points when you draw. Esta cruz se va a establecer en muchas partes cuando estés dibujando. Puede estar más arriba, puede estar más abajo. Pero lo importante es que esté presente la cruz. Esto es lo más importante. De hecho, así se llama el sistema de la bola y la cruz. Let's complete this. And establish the position of the frontal plane. Vamos a establecer la posición del plano frontal, que sería este, ¿ves? Este sería el plano frontal que iría corriendo de esta forma. And this is the jaw. Este es el hueso de la mandíbula. Y este es the chin, la barbilla y la mandíbula. ¿ok? Entonces tienes esta porción ya completa de la forma. A partir de aquí vamos a dibujar sin tanto detalle. In the next lesson, we're gonna make this without all these details because we already know why this looks like this, okay? So I use all this thing, all this time to explain to you why will be look like the drawing at the end, you know, that's the explanation. And this is the cranium. I need to establish this one correctly, like that. Okay, this is the axis. This is the relation of perspective, one side, see? All this one comes like this, in this direction. And this one comes like this, in that direction. So in that way we have a relation of perspective. So the cheekbone will be here. So in that way we finish the very difficult explanation of this. I mean, it's a ball with an axis. Cut the ball in the middle, in one side, another side, and create the ecuador and the central line. Creamos el ecuador con la línea del medio. No matter if you move this like that, you can see the same effect here. No importa si lo mueves de otro lado, simplemente lo estás cambiando de lugar. Una vez que tengas establecido eso, you cut it in the 50% to visualize what happened, you see? Corta el 50% para visualizar lo que está pasando. Y volviendo a dibujar la bola, and when you redraw again the ball, you cut one side. So that means the ball will not be round anymore. La bola no va a ser, después que lo corta, redondo más, sino que va a ser achatada en los lados. And it looks like this. Se va a ver como esto. Sobre este planteamiento, over all this, you begin to create the extension of this line, this side, see, front side, and establish the cross. La cruz, pones la cruz. Esto es muy importante. This is really important because that's exactly the name of the system, the cross and the ball. This plane is not round anymore. Este plano no es redondo, es ahora achatado. Aquí va a quedar la oreja, como lo vamos a ver en los siguientes 3 dibujos de la próxima parte de la lección número 1. ¿Ok? Nos vemos.